You asked me, did dinosaurs exist? You asked me, did dinosaurs exist in the spiritual realm? Now, the spiritual realm, you have to remember, it don't have no senses. It don't have any time. It don't even have an existence as far as something that you can see with the eyes. Because the way that you actually pick up on the spiritual realm is by the way that you feel. The spiritual realm is in your mind. So if you didn't create the dinosaur story or the theory, right? And you and somebody else created, and you took that theory and put it in your mind, then you put something else that somebody created in your mind. See, the thing is, like I said, it's hard even through carbon dating, anthropological work, that we can find out that this evidence that they are bringing forward, that these so-called scientists are bringing forward, is true. Why? Because the ones who's bringing it forward, they got a white face. They got a white face, and we know that the whole system was set up by white people. So for us to even try to mirror a fact that these things existed, such as dinosaurs, we have to ask this question. Is these dinosaurs an actual event, or are they metaphysical events? Because the people that created these stories, just like they created the Christ story, which is philosophical, these were philosophers. Philosophers, when they create a story, you have to break it down using another lens, and you can't use the lens of the physical, because half of these stories, they get out of you. You got 12 systems in your brain. So they took your 12 systems, they only got 6. They took your 12 systems and created the 12 zodiacs. And from the 12 zodiacs, they created the 12 disciples. Do you get what I'm saying? And Christ comes right up out of your third eye, your pineal gland. So they said, let's call the pineal gland the savior. But it's not your savior. They looking at it as their savior, because when they killing these children, right? What they taking? The organs. They taking the melanin. Because the melanin to them is Christ. So they have to get to their Christ so that they can try to save themselves. But what they doing is, they don't know that they being hypocritical, because every time they harm us, they actually putting Christ on the cross again. They hanging him on the cross. It's right here. It is backfiring, because the melanin that we producing today ain't the same. You have to understand that when the paradigm shift of the universe occur, the different energies start to shift. It changes. And melanin is an energy. It's a part of DNA, but it's more so energy. Energy is spiritual. So when the paradigm shift of the universe change, and you are the universe, and the universe is 95% dark matter, and dark matter is carbon, and carbon is melanin, then your melanin changes along with the paradigm shift. So the energy that's coming in, they are allergic to this. It is slowly manipulating their brain. It is shutting it down. I told you the other day, like, when you studying today's events, there are a group of people that is devolving, and there are a group of people that's evolving. You might say, hey, well, it's the black people are the ones that's evolving. White people are the ones that's evolving. Well, you got black faces now. That's not, like I said before, it's not black. But a black face don't make you spiritual. You get what I'm saying? So if a black face don't make you spiritual, I'm not saying that a white face does. But our people are not ready for what I'm about to say. But hey, fuck it. Somebody got to say it. You have white bodies that has souls, fragments of souls living in it. And when I say fragments of souls, you have stars that has body snatched. White bodies, because they know that black people will only take the truth from the white face. So now our ancestors say, you know what? Since y'all won't listen to your own people, I'm going to make it harder for you to get to yourself. And I'm going to put a part of you inside of that which you are against. And that's the white face. So now it's going to actually be harder. That's our punishment. It's actually harder now, because now we've been taught race. We've been taught to hate white to hate black. So now, even though the truth is going to be coming through the mouth of a white body with the fragmented soul, which is usually the ones with the brown eyes. The ones with the brown eyes are the ones who have been body snatched by these star systems and sent here. Every child, before they come out of the womb, they are not just in the womb physically manifesting. They are in the womb getting their assignment from the constellations, which is inside of the womb. That's why we call the top of the constellations the mothers of the what? The mothers of the constellations. No, The Council of Mothers is in the heart of the constellations. But the Council of Mothers is at the top of the constellations. They give the duties, they give the employment and duties to the Council of the Mothers, which is in the heart. The Council of the Mothers is the ones who give the duty through the DNA of the child while it's in the womb within the 9-month gestation to come out and to carry out the agenda, which is to download information and to go into another body to download information, and then it keeps going and keeps going. It's like energy. We are a reflection of energy which dwells within us. The us is the mind. You get what I'm saying? So when we talking about dinosaurs and stuff like that, this stuff did exist, but it existed in a way where it's a part of you. We have to decode these things. They had to hide you by creating things in the form of entertainment. Dragons, angels, mermaids, demons, all that stuff is a part of you. Even when we talk about the Illuminati and the word Illuminati, you have illuminated. So illuminate is the enlightened one. But you have a processed Illuminati that has plagiarized the systems of the real Illuminati, which was the true Africans. That was the heart of African spirituality. And today, the white man tell you don't go to this because it's scary. They put it all on their internet, because you have to remember your DNA is the real internet. So if they put it on a physical internet on your computer, then automatically it's going to magnetically attract to your spiritual internet, which is inside of you. So you'll be easily downloaded into fear. You'll be downloaded into the jurisdiction of fear. So now they're telling you to stay away from the Illuminati, which is your real African spirituality. Our people are not ready for these things. You know what I'm saying? They're not ready for this. And for the mere fact that they are not ready for this shows that we are just out here rambling off of so-called intellect that was created by an illusionary realm. How can you tell somebody to prove that the inner earth exists, right? When you can even admit that you believe that the earth exists itself. So now you prove to me that the earth exists. Because if the earth exists, we know that the earth has a body, right? The nations of the gods and the earths call their woman earths, right? They call them the earth. Now, if the woman is the earth, then we know that the woman has an internal side. She has internal systems. When you break it down, so that's the proof that the earth has an inside. And there are extraterrestrials inside of that earth, which is the womb man, because the earth has a womb. Everything has a womb. Even your thoughts come from a womb, which is the mind. So the mind has to give birth to a thought by a quarter of a second, and by the mileage that the thought travels, it creates friction so that everything in front of you can appear to be real, but it's artificial. This is an artificial reality. You get what I'm saying? And the artificial reality is that which we are feeling right now with our eyes. See, right now, your real eyes is your third eye. Your third eye is what you feel with. This is your satellite. These eyes are not satellites. These eyes act as a computer system. It downloads. Once these eyes download, this eye right here is a satellite. It distributes back into the universe. The universe turns into something else and then direct it back to you, and then you evolve into something else. Something in your DNA will unfold. It's like the trees. The trees give you oxygen in return for something else. Think about it. This is how they built. This is the science of business. You pay for a product by way of commerce, right? This is commerce. So the way that we live, the way that we operate is under spiritual commerce. You have to be able to think in order to manifest a reality for yourself. That's you thinking is paying for a product, which is the reality. You thinking is paying for the product, which is the manifestation of whatever you want, wherever you are at that moment. We're not talking about that in the conscious community because we too busy pimping women. We too busy trying to get money. We too busy trying to run around to figure out who got the best knowledge and who got the worst knowledge. There's no such thing. Knowledge cannot be worse. There's no such thing as bad knowledge. Knowledge don't come from a bad womb. The woman create the knowledge. So for you to say that your knowledge is greater than somebody else's means that one part of a part of the woman that you respect is actually lower than something else that's created inside of the illusion. So if the woman is fighting with herself, if you creating two components of knowledge, and one is good and one is bad, then you are actually disrespecting the woman. Because every life that comes forth, I don't care what dimension you in, it comes through the womb of the woman. And y'all might say, well, how is that? Because how do you know women exist on other dimensions? I'm not talking about woman in the form of what you call a human being or mankind. I'm talking about woman in the form of reproduction. This is my definition of a woman. Anything that reproduces is a feminine energy. It's causing a feminine act. The stars is feminine. The sun is feminine. The moon is feminine. The earth is feminine. Why? Because these things create fragments of itself to keep the universe in correlation to the dimensions and parallel realities that it crosses every 9,000 years. That we have other binary suns coming into the system. And every 9,000 years, the people's mind will be different. There will be new DNA. We have new pineal glands. You have some people with 2 pineal glands now. That's in Africa that we don't know about because these are the people that if we connect with them, they will be able to help us to unlock certain things in us, such as the X-Man gene.
Remember I was saying yesterday, that's why they try so hard to separate
That's right.
us, that they don't want us to get together.
That's right. Because once we get together, it's just like when you're going into Africa, we really don't know that there's certain components in us that open up, that allows us to be able to see things through other lenses of the universe. What I mean by that, if you are the universe is a mind, meaning that the universe's mind is your mind. So when you go into other parts of the universe that has higher superiority of visions and information and intelligence, that means that if you go into that jurisdiction, you picking up on this intelligence when you go in that area. It's just like certain women who they say can't reproduce without sperm today. If they go into other geographical areas of the universe, there's certain things in their bones that will open up because of the density of oxygen. All oxygen is not the same. If these women go to a certain area, such as Brazil, in the wintertime and breathe in these oxygen components, there will be certain cells in their bones will open up, and then the fluid will start to rotate. It will start to create and reproduce things without a broken gene. When I say a broken gene, I'm talking about the Y chromosome. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah,